Gotta crank it up.
Says live on my side.
Yep, we're here. Hey, everybody. Thanks again for this very special edition of the Practice Gratitude Success Show with my good buddy, Robert Hollis, who it was actually my introductory guy last year of coming onto one of these hangouts sort of deals. And well, long story short, I had Robert actually, we did a thing together. It was my very first time doing a show. And my computer, I was having a really difficult time on my computer. And during the interview, Robert was talking, and I got knocked off my own show. And then, remember that, Robert?
I do. And I kept sharing them good information until you got back on.
You kept talking, and I couldn't hear a thing out. And I'm sitting there, I'm sweating, and I'm trying to get back on and things like that. And then just like you were saying, oh, I guess Bob must have took off or something. And then I popped back on. I go, there he is.
That was perfect.
That was perfect. Yeah.
For all the technically challenged people, they can watch that one and say, hey, I guess we just giving value and touching people's hearts. Hey, that's enough.
Life happens. It just life does happen like that. It just, it's not perfect. So it's cool how that works like that.
You bet.
Hey, I just want to say thank to everybody who came here today, because this is not my regular time. I want to say thanks to Len Mooney, Chris for coming here. A few other people will be popping in a little bit later on, but thank you so much, guys, for being here. Now, and Robert, especially thank you for coming in at this time. I mean, your book, I mean, this book here that you wrote, that's all right now, it's all mangled and stuff like that. How is that working? That was an incredible book, and it was just about a year ago or so when I met you, and I read that book, and I made a bunch of highlighting, yellow highlights in there and stuff like that. But it was just so such an empowering book about building relationships and things like that. But
it was just my hero's journey on what it took for me to become an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because one of my very first book reviews was my son Matthew, and after he read the book, that was probably 4 years ago, and he said he just knew he could be an entrepreneur. So that's one of the best ones I have. And of course, I get pictures all the time from all over the world of children reading it. There was a video I posted the other day where, this girl, she had to be 8-9 years old, and her father, Jorge Barras, was filming his daughter while she was reading my book. It just made me bawl.
That's pretty cool. I mean, the youth, they're the ones that we're gonna hand over the world over to those guys, so they might as well get ready for it, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to teach my sons how to be entrepreneurs so they could take care of me when I got older.
Right, exactly. Well, that's why it's so important to build that relationship with them. Not only have them take care of you, but make sure they want to take care of you.
Yes, absolutely. That's very important. They don't want to abandon you.
Exactly. Hey, Robert, let's talk a little personal. Let's talk about what does this whole family life mean to you? I know everybody always talks to you about business and stuff, but what does the whole family life mean to you?
Everything. 100% everything. My connection and order, is a connection with my creator. Whether you're religious or not religious, my whole phrase is simple: if you work on a closer, intimate relationship with a higher power, you're going to get it. You've got to, dedicate time on a daily basis to get connected. And so a lot of people want to do that afterwards. They want to get in trouble and then pray. I would rather.
Well, I did that. We all have.
I'd rather stay connected and the things that I go through life, because everyone goes through things, just seem to be a little easier for me, a little more peace of mind. So the same thing with family is the only way that you can stay connected to your family is to make sure that they know that they're first in your life. Mm-hmm. And so all through my life, I was just talking to Bill Ebert, which is a dear friend of mine, and he decided to be a partner with me and work for me because we set up a call like this, a business call. And right. In the middle of the call, Robert Jr. needed me. And I told him, I said, listen, my son needs me. I'm out of here. And he's going, really? And I said, yeah, family's first for me. And now that I'm a grandpa, whole different level of craziness. I got Ryder, my grandson, and you know, he'll be 2 soon, and
you have another one in April.
Yeah, Olive is on the way. So, so really, but family is just, it's everything to me. It really, truly is. I don't know why people, you know, again, I tell people all the time, and I know you're a firm believer in this, Bob, is that, you know, you just got to take personal responsibility for where your relationships are in life. And if you're willing to do that, and you know, forgive people, and also be willing to say, hey, listen, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, and thank you, you know. And you know, I tell people, if they can use those 4 words in their conversations with everyone: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and you just got to find a way to work those 4 words in to virtually every conversation you say. Right. And I think that what's really funny, Bob, is you'll think about people, you know, like I remember Bob Hope was actually interviewed one time, and they asked him, how could you be married for 70+ years? And he said, because I never forget on a number of times during the day to say the 3 most important words in the world: I am sorry. You know, and I think everybody went, yeah, you know, but now it's amazing that people grow up in life and they're right fighters. You know what I mean? They would rather fight for the right to be right. Right. And I'm right. And so my mentor was good at teaching me, would you rather be happy or right? Would you rather be wealthy or right? You know, and yeah, people would rather, fight for the right to be right. So I hope that was, helpful to your watchers.
Well, I mean, it's so simple, isn't it? I mean, it's the simple things are the things that really matter in life.
I don't mind. I love telling people that I'm simple. I don't know if you see my blog post where I said I decided stupid. And it was like everybody else wants to be smart, and right. I'd rather just follow. I rather would just follow, very simple principles. You know what I mean? Right. And so this is my stupid is a stupid does hat. You know what I mean? That and I would rather be simple and treat everything simple. And if someone's doing better than I than in other things, I'm gonna adopt what they're doing and just do what they do. I'm not gonna change it. I like right now I'm doing this crazy reinventing of myself by really becoming a high performance online coach. And it's amazing, because if you just follow these guys and do what they do, these ladies, we have right. ladies on here, you follow these people, and it's like, I forget, Lisa Stratovich or something like that. She makes millions and millions and millions of dollars a year, and people pay her $40, $50, $70, $100,000 a year.
Wow.
And she's got like 40, 50 clients, Bob.
What does she do? She coach?
Yeah, she teaches people how to get out of the crap they're in. So, yeah, and I don't know if you knew this too, but, online coaching or personal coaching, high performance coaching is the second fastest growing thing of all. To think that, as billions of people get plugged online, you got people like, Facebook guy, Mark Zuckerberg, the guys that own Google. We're on, the Google thing right now. You think of these people, the only way they can get new customers right now, Bob, is 100% by putting up free Wi-Fi all over the world. Mm. So they're not only putting up free Wi-Fi, it's internet.org. So not only are they putting up free Wi-Fi, but then they're making sure that everybody's got some kind of Wi-Fi smart device in their hand, because that's where they're going to get their new customer base. Well, right. As their new customers come online, what do they want to learn?
Everything, right?
Everything. So when they're searching for a mentor, they're searching for a coach, they're searching for, things that maybe they possibly can make money online. I want to be blessed to have them stumble across me.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, so the whole big thing about simplicity, because some of these things out there, there are some platforms out there, and not yours. I'm not thinking about you, but there are some platforms out there that sometimes they offer a lot of great value, but there's so many things, and you go, oh my God, and you get lost, and people like, they don't know
totally overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Totally overwhelmed. I spent this morning watching because I'm going to start doing webinars on certain products and coaching that I do. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that the guy constantly talked about is, he said, if you're not getting anybody to participate with you or buy your product or service, or and this could be for any entrepreneur, anyone that's in a home-based business or anything, is, he says, the one thing that you're doing that I know that you're doing for a fact that I used to do is you give them way too much information. And you and see, I've watched your videos, Bob. So if you're, excuse me, I've watched your videos, Bob, and one of the things that, you can be an incredible trainer, you can give incredible value, you can give incredible content, but now if you do that all the time, why do they need to buy anything from you?
Right.
They don't need to buy nothing from you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's me. That's me. I don't know how to do less than a 20-minute Periscope. You know what I mean? So if I have all the information to help you become successful online for you, then what I do is I just confuse you and I give you way too much stuff, and you get off a webinar or get off of Periscope, or I hang out like this, and people go, wow, I just were blown away with how much nuggets I got, all this incredible stuff. And you didn't give them one thing to do. You gave them a lot of things to do. So what do they do 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour after they get off the webinar?
Nothing. Right. A confused mind does not.
So I'm learning right now why I stopped doing Periscopes for a while is I'm retraining myself to focus on one thing, to give them a couple of key things. So if you notice the people out there that are very effective, Ray Higdon, I think, made 90 grand in the last 6-7 months off doing Periscopes. I made nothing. What's going on? It's like because
so that's why you want to find out from Ray what's happening.
Yeah, that's why I hired him for a personal coach. So
right.
Yeah, so and see, you're still giving value. You're still, one of your things that you talked about is practicing gratitude. It's like, just always understand that, and again, I know this is for different purposes, but if people are wanting to deliver content and want people to change their lives with it, think about one thing that you can focus on and stay on track.
Right.
So when they leave there and they go, wow, I just got off Bob's hangout, and the one thing that they taught me was, and how I could get that was by doing, see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to bring the whole smorgasbord to them. So here you go. Here's everything for you.
Right.
Yeah, Chris, she just posted in there. She's posting Pono. Yeah. Thank you. I love it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sure that's probably where you got that from. Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that, but if that's where it came from, thank you very much. That's
really. Yeah, check that out online. It's an old Hawaiian thing, and they use those 4 terms. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. So
I know that God in the universe has a number of people that they make sure you get your message through.
I know.
Sometimes for me, Bob is Bob Miller. I tune into Bob Miller and learn stuff, and that's fine.
There's something we can learn from everybody, though, isn't there, Robert? I mean, seriously.
Totally.
You're talking about simplicity. I've got an 18-year-old niece named Jessica. Lives in close by, but she stopped in the other day. We spent a couple hours together, and she was teaching. She's taking an oral communication class, the same class I took in a local community college several years ago, and she was just telling me how the teacher was teaching her how to keep things simple. You know, he says, you know, when you're just doing something, if you give somebody 3 things, they might be able to do it. When you start doing 4 or 5, it's overwhelmed. And she's telling me this.
Maybe that's why this guy was teaching 1 now. Maybe we've been so ADD for so long that they're now saying that 3 should go to 1. Just do 1 thing today that makes your life better.
That's me. I mean, I cannot possibly do those things. We had a team call we were supposed to be on a couple of days ago, and one lady, I don't think she's here, so I'm not going to say her name anyway, but I think she said she had like 4 webinars at the same time, and she was like listening to a couple of them. How can you do that? How can you listen to and 2 things at one time, like a webinar and a phone call? The brain's amazing. However,
yes.
You know,
you're so correct. I love when people say, wow, you're so down to earth, you're so simple, and then they apologize for it, and I'm going, man, call me simple all day. It's funny, you got some very intelligent, aware people that are on this hangout, and one of the things is, people will probably know who said this, but instead of focusing on I'm going to say it wrong, I'll just give the tagline, but you got to focus on making sure that you're being understood. You know what I mean? It's like people want to overwhelm people. You know what I mean? People want to overwhelm people, you know, with their intelligence instead of the height of their enthusiasm. They want to try to impress people with their knowledge. And you know, I've been told my whole life, it's with what you're doing can't be explained to a 3rd grader. And they go, oh, I got it. Then you just love hearing yourself talk. You see what I mean? So you and I know that ego is edging God out.
Right.
And some people really want to get on Hangouts and Periscopes and try to mentor and teach people. And they're all about trying to impress them, instead of keeping it simple and giving them something they can use to change their day and their life.
Right. So you stopped using Periscopes for a little while, you said, right? Because you were...
Yeah, just recently. What I want to do is I want to, you know, be able to provide as much value as I possibly can. And now I'm learning that, you know, to build an audience and also help people really get locked in, that my Periscopes have to be about that 1 thing.
Okay.
That they need to cover a couple of things that helped you get that 1 thing done. And then you do a short Periscope that could be, you know, a maximum of maybe, you know, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. Okay. And then when you post that online, you tell them for the complete blog post and a more in-depth video, go to your blog, and then bingo. So, so what you're doing is, if a guy was going to really get it quickly, it would be like watching a movie trailer.
Right.
That's good enough to get you to go to the movie.
Right.
Now, isn't it amazing that they'll produce a trailer and we watch it and we go, we got to go see that movie. And then we get off our butt, which puts us in action. And then we actually go down there and pay money to be entertained. You know, that's different than because some of us know, we've seen trailers where virtually, especially on comedies, that all the funny parts were in the trailer.
That's it.
But it still got us to go watch the show, and then we go, oh my God, that was 2 hours. That's 2 hours I'll never get back, but
can't get that back. So Robert, what do you now in this coaching that you're doing? We have an echo here, don't we? Do you have an echo? I think I just heard it.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, maybe it was my dog or something. What is he? A friend of mine, Len, who's over here right now. Just the other day, he was over here visiting. He lives close by, lives in Mexico, and we were just the other day. We're sitting around and barbecuing, and we were talking about the importance of coaching, of learning from somebody, like a mentor. Now? Like, let's use a person like Ray Higdon, for example, because he puts so much value out there.
Yes,
been doing it for years. So I mean, you can go to YouTube. Well, I don't know if YouTube, because he got kicked off YouTube a while back. I think he's back on now. But you can find his content out there. What's value?
Here's the important thing. If you go to his blog, rayhigdon.com, all of his content's there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought I heard him the other day, as I think that he's got, I could be wrong on this, but he's got thousands and thousands of blog posts.
Then he do,
and they're not, yeah, and they're just not on one subject, you know. So when people go there, you know, it's not just about one thing. You can actually sort and look and find the things that you really want to find. So,
so where does like a person? So how does that kind of coaching, like a person like him, what kind of value does he bring to somebody, to a person like you or anybody else that's looking to get into that kind of marketplace, other than the content that he already offers?
See, I think that it's so funny, Bob, that if we've talked about, and here's the analogy that I use that people get right away. Let's say that all of a sudden Lynn and Chris and Lisa and all the people that are on here, let's say that we all got invited to a wedding, right? And we knew that wedding was going to be in September of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say that, you know, right now, if you see some of those viral videos where the husband is, you know, dancing with his wife, or the bride is dancing with her father, or the whole bride party does this dance, and everyone is blown away. I don't know of one person, Len, that hasn't sort of imagined or fantasized in their mind that wouldn't it be awesome to show up at a wedding reception and get out on the dance floor and have that thing happen where the dance floor just opens up and everybody's like, whoa, look at Len tear up the floor, man. You know, and so we think about that. Well, if we wanted to do that, then guess what? There's one key thing. We got to make a commitment, you know, saying, well, you know what? I'm going to learn to dance by then. I'm definitely going to learn to dance by then. So once you make the decision and the commitment, the very next thing to do is seek out a dance instructor. Now, you know, you might want to do that online, or maybe you buy some CDs, but, you know, maybe you go find a dance instructor. But if you do, then you got to just show up. You got to show up and you got to practice. So it's amazing that people understand the understanding of a coach that way. But then if they were going to learn online, or they were learning to be a coach online, or maybe they're learning to make money online, or maybe they want, so the other things, they don't think about that, you know. So if a Ray Higdon made him and Jessica almost made $4 million last year, you know what I mean? If I could turn around and give a coach, you know, 50 grand to teach me how to make 4 million, and it sort of seems to me like to be a no-brainer. And for some of you that are watching this that go, well, I don't have 50 grand, then guess what? Then find a lower denomination, but find out what you love, find out what your passion is, because the thing that you love most and the thing you're passionate about should be generating you revenue.
Right.
See, when an apple tree is planted in the ground, its 100% goal is to produce fruit.
Apples, in particular apples.
Yeah. So the uniqueness is I believe that everyone that watches this video has a voice, has a hero story, has experiences that is worth being monetized. We have no problem whatsoever in watching the story of Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We have no problem. Well, should he do it for no money? And now guess what? Now he's going up and, you know, to see Sylvester Stallone, I think, get his first Oscar after all the stuff that he's been with. A lot of people don't know that this guy's worth like $400 or $500 million. Right. You know what I mean? But to stand on his ground and say, I wrote this script and I'm not selling it unless I'm the lead person. And they go, I ain't doing it. Great, I'll find somebody else. You know, so he does the story, and look at what the Rocky franchise made. But my whole point is a lot of people have an incredible gift that they've not only got love and have passion with, their voices about it. They'll talk about it all day long. That needs to, in my opinion, be monetized. And why does it need to be monetized? I'll tell you why. Because you need to feed the rest of the world. If you're thinking, well, I don't need money, I'm just happy sharing with the world. you know what? You still need to be monetized so that you can go out there and maybe get your information to people in a seminar phase, or maybe what you could do is give money to charity. We all know that you know, money is nothing but a tool, but the excuse to not make it is pretty ridiculous. You know what I mean? So I can share my wisdom, my knowledge, my I can touch and change people's lives, but because I won't go out and do what I'm supposed to do, I'm just going to make sure that I talk to 3 people. 3 people. I'm going to build an audience of 3 people. So when people see me make posts on Facebook, and then all of a sudden, you know, they see like 400 people like it and 200 people share it. That's what you want to do. You want to get your story to the world. So I think I seen Lisa or Chris that posted, you know, Joe Vettel. You know, that's probably without a doubt who I probably heard that from. And Dr. Joe Vettel, he's got a Rolls Royce like I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people always say, well, I don't need a Rolls Royce. Listen, God took people with the hands and the skills to make that kind of car. They have to feed their families and kids just like we do.
Exactly. Right.
So my mentor gave me a perspective, Bob, that if there's people out there that can design beautiful homes, if there's people out there that can build incredible cars, you know, I only need to live on, like Zuckerberg, 1 or 2% on my money, but the rest of it, I get to use that money and be able to do more in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I know this will probably be a shock to some of your watchers and listeners, but you know, according to Science of Getting Rich, I believe that people that don't focus on the passion, the gift that they have to get it to the entire world, them not making money is, in my opinion, selfish. See, what you're doing is you're taking the very gift and the wisdom that you have, and you've made an excuse not to make sure that the world gets it. And so you're keeping it to yourself. What's the use of having a gift and not sharing it?
Exactly. Yeah. But so I think it's what it is though, Rob. I think it's probably more people are probably don't think that they're worth it, that they're able to. I think that's
a selfish thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it is when you look at
Stop thinking of you.
Yeah. Well, I love
not about you. You know what I mean? It's about other people. It's like, exactly. I forget the post that I posted today. You know, humility, being humble, having humility doesn't mean that you think less of yourself. It means that you think of yourself less.
Right. I love that. Yeah, I saw that post that you put on your page today.
If you get up every day and you don't think about yourself, it's like, so, hey, you got to do a video. Yeah, but I don't have the right light, and I sound stupid, and I look sort of old, and, you know, I got a scar, and yeah, wow, so it's all about you.
Right.
How selfish. See, when you don't think anything of you, and you go, listen, I got this incredible wisdom that I have, and I believe that this awareness and stuff will share. I want to share with the world. It's like Gary V, you know, Gary Vaynerchuk. Right. Why am I on this webinar with you, Bob?
Because I asked you.
End of story.
Right.
End of story. You asked me. I want to share with the world. If I turned around and was selfish, I'm going, so what is Bob going to give me back? How much is my time worth? I'm sort of busy. Am I going to be able to sell something on his webinar? Do I get to promote my book or maybe my website or my coaching? No, that's all selfish. So the reason I'm on here is because you asked me to be on here. It's like, you know, so I don't care if no one watches this. I don't care if anybody gets to it. My goal is to continue to sow seeds because that's how I get my return.
Right. Now, Robert, you tell in your book, you tell a story about when you first got started in the whole network marketing industry, and you actually went out there like downtown where you were and started asking, and you developed what's called the $1 million question. Did you come up with that term? Was that you who came up with that term?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I had to find with my personality how to find and ask everyone to do me a favor. And I still use it today. It's like that's one thing that I'm known for. And I tell people, if all you did was nice and ask people to help you out and ask them who they knew. And like, Bob, we all do this when we're not talking about business.
Mm-hmm.
When we're not talking about business, we all do this. Wow, my tooth hurts. Bob, do you got a good dentist?
Right.
Yeah. Hey, can I get their name? What do you like about him? What don't you like about him? He's got a great bedside manner. Great. I never come to you, and this is where I think business people mess up, is I don't walk up to you and go, Bob, listen, my tooth hurts. Are you a dentist? When's the last time that you fixed a tooth? How long have you been a dentist? See, so when people get questions that, hey, have you made any money yet? How long have you been in this? It's because you made yourself the issue.
Right.
That's karma. That's lifetime karma, Bob. When
Right.
people start smashing you with questions because you made yourself the issue. So here it comes.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Me, I walk up to people, and I even wanted to stop that kind of thought. So I'd say, hey, listen, I'm helping a person out. He's expanding a company in the area. And I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Do you know anyone that needs to make extra money right now? Well, what is this? Well, I'm just helping them. To be straightforward with you, I don't make any money. I'm an auto mechanic on workman's comp. I'm just helping this guy out. Wow. Immediately, because I humbled myself, they no longer ask me any questions. Why? Because I don't know.
Oh, cool.
But see, if I come to you and, hey, Bob, do you want to make 10 grand a month? I'm working in this company. It's ABC companies. We sell Yummity Yum and Grapety Grape, and it's the best product in the world, and you need to be on it. And here comes the questions. Now you just get, hey, well, what about this? And what about this? And their whole goal, because you challenge them, their whole goal is to make sure that they find a question that you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's their whole goal. Is this a pyramid? Is this legal? How much are you making? How much is your upline making? Well, he's making like over 20 grand a month. Have you seen his checks? Have you seen his back office? See, so if you're constantly getting hit with all these questions, it's because you made yourself the issue instead of promoting somebody else. The story I love saying all the time, Bob, is, Jesus told the disciples to go out 2 by 2 because the prophet's not welcome in his own hometown.
Right.
So Jesus could not do any good works where he was growing up. He showed back up there and people go, oh, there's the carpenter's son. Hey, listen, can you repair a leg on my chair?
Right.
It's like, I don't repair furniture anymore. It's like, I'm healing people. I'm traveling the world. And it's like, no, listen, I know who you are, like, so
the real Jesus.
yeah. So when Paul goes to Paul's city, he just needs to go there and say, hey, you guys know me. I'm the guy that used to party with you. I'm the guy that got messed up and put in jail. I'm just the guy that's the guy, but I met this guy named Peter, and you should listen to him. And so Peter talks just a little bit. And then when they start to drill him with questions, he goes, listen, to be honest with you, I'm nobody. I am absolutely nobody. You guys got to come check out this Jesus dude. And then they all go meet Jesus. And then they go, well, what makes you the person? And he goes, hey, I'm nothing. It's my Father. Wow. Pretty interesting. And then people that are in sales, they go out there and go, listen, I'm the dude. I got the answers. I know everything. I can give you the detailed products and the ingredients on the back. And, I know this product is incredible because it was, children picked it from pine needles, from some kind of tree. And
God, it just sounds so simple. You know, the way you make it sound, because you've been doing it, but I think we're just so used to doing it the hard way. You know, we wanna butt our heads up against the wall. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Not only do Len says here he lost audio. I hope
Larry, can you hear it?
So I don't know if somebody else can post there, but yeah, it's everything in life is simple. You know, I make jokes about my weight all the time, and I tell people, hey, listen, you know what? Just think of this one concept. You buy the best diet program out there, and on the back of the bottle it says, eat sensibly, exercise for 20 minutes, and drink plenty of water. if you did those three things, you wouldn't need the diet program.
Exactly.
Well, I probably can answer one more question, and then I'm going to have to go.
Okay. All right. So Robert, so what now for you? What's your next big thing right now? Are you doing a life mechanic deal?
Yeah, what I decided to do is you know, I have Life Mechanic University that you know of. You've been such an incredible promoter of that, and I really appreciate you, and you've been a partner and a student of that for years. And what the world looked at is they consistently looked at LMU as being a business opportunity. Mm-hmm. So for me to go out there now and do what Jim Rowan's done, you know, people want to ask who a role model for me is. You know, I look at what Jim Rowan did, and that's what I want to do. My goal now is to constantly have my name show up somewhere in their testimony, and I want it to be good. You know, so whether it's in their written testimony or their verbal testimony or their video or their audio, I just want my name to show up. So now building my legacy is what I'm doing. So now lifemechanic.com is a standalone brand that's me. So it used to be Auto Mechanic, now I'm Life Mechanic, and it's more general. All the stuff that will be taught from Life Mechanic. So if some of you are subscribers to Life Mechanic University or Unlimited Profits or any other thing that I've done, you need to resubscribe to lifemechanic.com to get all the new videos and the new stuff that I'm doing. Plus, when I start doing blogs, blog posts again, or Periscope, you know, they'll all be put on that new site. And that's how you'll get notified that I have them and so on. So Life Mechanic really is just one of those simple statements is I want to give people a tune-up from the neck up or a checkup from the neck up. And I just want to take, like we talked about throughout this whole thing, I want to take and will take all the information and wisdom that I've learned and continue to learn to help people become successful. And that's what I want to give away for free. And also to be able to have people, if they want to get a little closer, and you know, I tell people all the time, the only thing I can show you how to do is to make $2.5 million a year. That's all I can show you how to do. And so now I've made over, you know, 7 figures in the online space, and now I've made over 7 figures in the coaching space. So, you know, so now I'm going to continue to expand the other areas, because now I can go out there for people that have never, ever been involved in online or affiliate sales or network marketing or home-based businesses. I want to be able to go out there and provide a larger audience. When people come to lifemechanic.com, they're not even going to know that I was involved in network marketing. You know, even though that was the vehicle that I used to get to where I am today. Right. So, yeah. So I guess what another word of it, Bob, is I'm just reinventing myself. You know, when I look at people that were professional basketball players like Phil Jackson, you know, there became a time when he said, okay, I want to be a coach. Right. And for those of you that want a small tidbit of information, Phil Jackson, you know, that not only coached for Michael Jordan, but Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. I think he's won 10 or 11 world championships. He went to the same high school I did. Oh, is that right? No kidding. Yeah, out of Williston, North Dakota, but definitely different classes. different basketball teams too, probably. Yeah. I'm not much of a basketball player. White man can't jump here. I just
Okay, Robert, thank you so much for coming on. But how can people get a hold of you if they really want to connect? The best way for them to connect with Robert Hollis.
Yeah, just subscribe to lifemechanic.com. Just go to lifemechanic.com. There's all the information on how you connect with me. If you wanted to get the audio of my book or how I got my book to #1 in Amazon, I'm just putting so much training and so much courses on there now. So they just have to go to lifemechanic.com. That's how they can get a hold of me.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You're such a great friend, somebody I admire and really respect highly. So thank you so much for giving us the time today, for coming in here today. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much. I see Lynn on here and Lisa and Chris, and for all the people that Larry, that took the time to get on here, plus your other watchers. And I know each and every one of you already know this, but I need to say it. The reason that I jumped on this hangout and wanted to support Bob and talk to Bob is you guys already know that the only problem with Bob Miller is that his chest is too small for his heart. The guy is just one of the most incredible givers. He's a role model of a go-giver. And so it's people like Bob, believe it or not, that I want to support more and show him how to make sure that he monetizes that. Because not only does Bob need to take care of himself, but also in another scenario is I know that the more Bob made, the more Bob would just give away. So, so it wouldn't make a difference how much Bob makes. He would just give it back. So, I appreciate each and every one of you for getting on here. Bob is just a very, very special, wonderful person to me. And he's always, always, always giving more than he gets. And so that's why I'm on here, Bob. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Robert. I really appreciate you. So I'll be talking to you real soon. I subscribe, so I'm definitely going to be checking out the Life Mechanic more.
Yeah. I have all brand new videos on there. I see that Lynn said that he's subscribed. Go over there. I think, believe it or not, I think the Doctor's over an hour. I did a character called the Doctor, but there's 4 videos that I send you for free. So we're talking, 4 other videos at 20 minutes. So for those of you that might have heard, what I did is I just took all the big principles that are out of my book. How is that working? And did a video behind it. So, so people said that they wanted my book on audio. I did that. So now I guess I got my book on sort of video. So yeah, I appreciate you, Bob, very much.
Thank you, and go enjoy those grandkids and the new one.
Yeah, yes. So thank you very much, everybody. God bless. Thank you for getting on here. And if there's anything that I can do to support you, please reach out to me. And have a wonderful and blessed day.
Thank you so much, Robert.
You bet. Bye-bye, Bob.